Welcome back to Access Anime. I'm Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough and review of Magi episode 10. Now, if you remember from last episode, we see Chasm finally catching up to Alibaba and Aladdin, as well as Morgana, and they're actually at Sinbad's hotel. Now, yes, Sinbad was in fact listening in on Alibaba's little story on how he's actually the king's son, the original king of Bolbad, not the current ruler per se. So he actually could be, in fact, the real king if he wants to step up to become one, that is. Just pointing that out. But moving on past that, we do see Chasm versus Sinbad. Now, I thought the battle was going to be more spread out, but that really wasn't the case, and Sinbad was the clear winner. Now we see Alibaba actually attempt to take out Sinbad, and it was pretty good to a point, and sadly Sinbad wins. I was hoping for a different build-up. I mean, he doesn't even have his Dajins on him, and he has 7 Dajin, remember? So again, it was an interesting fight, that's all I can say, but again, Sinbad was the clear-cut winner. Now, ironically, toward the end of the episode, he switches sides, and now he's on the Fog Troop side, because apparently all the people are siding with Alibaba and the Fog Troop, so that means the government's gone to hell pretty much, so Sinbad is now turned sides? Wow, I did not see that coming. Now, he does ask Sinbad to actually, well, not ask himself, sorry. He actually asked Alibaba to come with him to the palace so they can talk to the present ruler of Bolbad to see if they can get things changed and turned around. Now, that doesn't end up happening really in this episode, because we do see them go to the palace. They have all their supporters outside, and they were turned down by the current ruler. In fact, even though they're half-brothers, Alibaba got nowhere, and then he just tells him to shut up. You know, he like puts it on the line, and they're talking, but this current ruler of Bolbad doesn't want to hear jack. Now, we were introduced to a new character called Banker, but that was about it. We know nothing else about that character. And at the same time, outside, we're introduced to another character. Now, we don't know this person's name, but apparently Aladdin's getting a weird feeling. That's all I can say. He's just getting a weird feeling about him. And again, that's where the episode ends. Now, I'll hold my final thoughts on my rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right in. Now, we open up this episode actually being introduced to Banker, which was this character from last episode, and his name is Markoya. I hope I pronounced his name right. Markkio. And Markio is actually the Bolbad's financial advisor. And he looks very weird. His eyes are misshapen. I wouldn't trust him. Now, apparently, he's not to be trusted in my opinion, but we were taken to the other character we were introduced with on the last episode. We just never got his name. His name was Judel. He was the character passing Aladdin outside, and he had all those like black butterflies, and I believe Aladdin said he saw black sun, unless that was a misprint in the subtitle, so if it was, I apologize. But again, his name is Judel. Now, Judel, he knows Sinbad? Really? That's kind of interesting, and Sinbad knows Judel, so definitely I want to know more about this. Now, apparently Judel is a priest of the Ku Empire, so that's okay. That kind of makes a little sense. Moving on to the next scene. Now, we do find out a little more information. Now, apparently Bolbad has trading rights are no longer in their hands. The rights for Bolbad to trade with, Sinbad and his empire and whatnot, as well as other places that want to do trading routes with them. Ku Empire now has full control thanks to Bolbad's leader. That's why their economy is going to hell. Now, I also found this interesting. Banker, which is Markia, he points out that this is his idea, since he is, remember, he's the Bolbad financial advisor. Now, he puts it on the table that he wants to revive Bolbad's economy, and that it would help if the Ku Empire would dictate it. Like, that makes no sense. It's like saying if the United States wanted to hand their power off to another country just to manage their financial needs, when that, it's like, what? That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. Just putting that out there does not make sense. But moving on to a different scene now. It is night, and we see Alibaba. Now, he's telling Aladdin and Morgana about how their talks went with the palace and how it didn't really go the way he planned. And, well, suffice to say, the current Bolbad leader is a complete a-hole in my opinion. He's like a little kid, and yet somehow keeps calling his half-brother, which is Alibaba, scum. Well, not just scum, but, trash in general. So, I didn't like that. That's alright, I digress. Moving on. Now, we are taken to a different scene with Aladdin, and he's pointing out that people are with you, Alibaba, regardless of what's happened. Guess what? They're with you, they've heard you, so all is good. Now we know what the government's true intention. The people probably won't agree with it, and they'll probably side with you even more, and there might be an uprising. So that was Definitely interesting. But before they could talk anymore, Jafar and Musaru jump right in and say, Sinbad needs to talk to you. Well, not in general talk to you, but he's talking to the people and he wants you there. He's going to tell everyone like what happened at the palace. I'm like, okay. That kind of, I mean, he's basically giving the results out of what happened when they started talking to, the ruler of Bolbad. So he wants to see what the effect's going to be with all these people outside. Because remember, outside of the palace when Alibaba and Sinbad were inside, there were tons of people. And they showed up, and so they witnessed everything that happened. Now they want to know what's the results. Like, did we fail? Did you win? Is our country going to be a little better now? Yeah, Sinbad does not have good news. That's all I can say. Now moving on to a different scene, we do find out Chasm as well as the other members of Fog Troop have gone AWOL. They're no longer there, so Chasm has left and he took some of his followers with him. So that's kind of interesting. I guess he really didn't agree with Sinbad. I'm just putting that out. Now again, Sinbad does point out the talks failed and that he 100% is going to oppose the government now and he wants everyone's help. Now there's a lot of eerie talk among the people because a lot of the civilians right now do not agree with what's happening and they want to oppose the government, but they just need that little nudge from Sinbad to join the fight. Now Sinbad makes an interesting promise. If nothing's going to work out with this government with Bolbad, I'll take everyone and put you into my country. I was like, because Sindra is an amazing country apparently because it accepts anyone, and I love his promise he makes. I just hope he can back it if the shit hits the fan. But I guess we'll find out later on. Now we do find out Judel appears. If you remember correctly, he's the priest from the Ku Empire. So he appears out of nowhere, and he points out, yeah, he likes war. Now he does point out he has no affiliation with the government or the Ku Empire right now. He just came on his own agenda. And then he tells Sinbad he just likes war. He wants Sinbad to join him, because Sinbad has cleared 7 dungeons. He's got power, even though he doesn't have his 7 Dajin on him. He's someone to be reckoned with, so he wants, team up with them. I was like, it doesn't sound right how he's putting it. But sorry, I digress. Moving on, we do find a little more information about, I guess, the Ku Empire. Now, they have 5 dungeon clearers. Now, we don't know who they are or the power they hold, but it has been pointed out the Ku Empire has 5 dungeon clearers. And so far, we've only seen probably 2. We've seen Sinbad, obviously, and then we've seen Alibaba. That was it. Them the breaks. That's all I can say. Moving on past that, we do find out the Ku Empire kind of wants... It looks like they want to conquer the world. And at the same time, Judel wants to conquer the world with Sinbad. At least he points that out. I don't know if he was joking or not, but that was definitely kind of weird how he pointed that out. But moving on past that, Judel notices Aladdin, and he points out, I don't know, he's offended by it, or maybe just doesn't like Aladdin. But now we know Judel, he's a Magi. I did not know that. I really didn't. Well, I kind of did. I was hiding it until now. But yeah, Judel is a Magi, and Aladdin, he's a Magi. They notice each other, and Judel confronts him, and he's like, want to shake hands? Nice to meet you. He punches him. I was like, what? I really did not see this coming. He just punched him in the middle of like a handshake. Like, wow, you piece of trash. So now we see Judel versus Aladdin. By the way, this was the best scene throughout the episode, and I will point that out, and I have to point that out. It was amazing. Now, they are fighting each other, and their powers cancel out. So kind of shocking. And Judel, at one point in time, he's cocky, then he's reserved, then he's like, doesn't know what to expect. But Judel is very cocky in this fight. That's all I can say. And it gets better. It most definitely gets better. We see thunder magic. Judel uses thunder magic. I was like, what? And then Hugo appears and saves Aladdin in general. And then we see the fog is being conjured up by Judel, and now it's turned to ice. So Judel is now using ice magic. I was like, oh my, I'm sorry, this is like freaking amazing. You got Magi versus Magi, and they're pulling all, well, you see Judel using all these different magics. And, well, Aladdin's not really doing anything except, defensive magic and using Hugo, but Hugo appeared on his own. At least in my opinion, he appeared on his own. Now we are taken to a different scene where Hugo, he's hit directly with ice, and you think it's over. All of his power, his magic's coming out of his back, and Aladdin just wants him to go back in. Like, don't do this, man. You're my friend. Don't do this. Now, I have to point this out. Morgana ends up saving Aladdin just when he was about to be taken out, so it was kind of quick, and I didn't see this coming. And then you see Alibaba taking out Judel. And Judel was joking. He's like, you're just a common human. You can't do anything. He's like, wait, you're a dungeon clearer, but you still shouldn't be able to do this kind of damage. he manages to cut Judol's face, a little cut through the face. And this was the weak side where you got to see a Judol for this brief second. So I thought it was worth watching. It definitely had me motivated. And now we see Judol. He's all cocky. He's about to finish off Aladdin, or he appears to be ready to finish off Aladdin. But that's not the case. We see Hugo do a direct hit to Judol. Not once, but twice. But the first time was direct hit, and it was amazing. See Judol being tossed down to the ground and beaten the crap out of. It was amazing. But Judol gets all cocky, gets back up, and he puts this giant, this big ass, like, I want to say it's a sphere, it's like an ice sphere, right into, Hugo, and it looks like he's dead. He's down for the count, and he's laughing, and then out of nowhere, no, Hugo literally takes out Judol, and he's down for the count. We don't know if he's dead, alive, but while he was still alive, he mentions, where is he getting all this power? Where is Hugo getting all this power? Then he points out, Aladdin, this can't be your Dajin if you told him to go away and he's still here. Like, what's up? Where's he getting this extra power? But again, I don't want to digress too much, but that's what he said before he was defeated by Hugo. So now we find out Hugo has now defeated Judol, and that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, wow. Hugo, is Aladdin your actual master? I know he's your friend, but, I mean, where are you getting all this magic from? All this energy? If it's not coming from Aladdin, was it coming from Sinbad? Can you take it from other like, dungeon clearers maybe, or Magi? We don't know. I mean, if your friends bond with one Magi, can you use that magic to enhance Hugo's power? There's a lot of possibilities, but I'm just putting that out there. I just don't know where his power is coming from. Moving on past that, Sinbad, again, are you going to get your Dajin back? We don't know. I'm just very psyched. I hope you get it back, man, because you're an amazing king right now. Before, I thought you were just hiding some truth. You're being a little cocky. But no, you're actually a generally great guy. Now, as for Alibaba, I hope to God you become king. I hope you outdo your half-brother and become the ruler of Balbad, but we'll find out. As for the current ruler of Balbad, what the hell, man? Seriously? I hope you get what's coming to you SOB. That's all I can say. I mean, you sided with the Coup Empire. You gave the Coup Empire your financial backings. Literally, you handed the keys to your country over to them, even though you just married, I guess one of the princesses of the Coup Empire. Wow, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. But again, that ends it for my final thoughts. Maybe I'll throw one more out. Is Judol defeated? Is he dead, or is he just passed out? We don't know. But moving on to my rating, I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5. I should give this a 4 out of 5. I should give this a 3.5 out of 5. But to be honest, I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5 because of the battle. The last battle we see in this episode was phenomenal. You did not see this coming. I mean, how many times was Hugo down and we thought, okay, he's done. Wait. Okay, he's done. What, really? Yeah, it was just an amazing fight. Come on, be honest, it was. Not so much with the music, I wasn't really feeling it, whatever was thrown in, like the background sounds of music, but again, the fight was well worth watching, and I just have to point that out. And again, we did get a little information, not a lot throughout this episode, but just a little to feed in the gaps. So that kind of works for me. So again, final rating, 4.5 out of 5. So I definitely love this episode. Now, that ends it for my walkthrough review of Magi episode 10. But definitely comment down below, let me know, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, and definitely check out my Twitter feed, and if you want, you can follow me if you like. But again, that ends it for now. Definitely let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode coming up. And hopefully I'll be able to comment back on whatever you guys feed me. Okay guys, but that ends it for now. I don't have any more walkthroughs and reviews to do today, but definitely stay tuned. I may have code breakers coming up. I don't know, maybe tonight, tomorrow, we'll see. But sorry guys, I gotta hit the bricks. I have to go. I might do another video later on, we'll see, but definitely stay tuned. And before I go, I gotta say it. I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later guys.